Hello and welcome into the first episode of Swing and a Miss. I want to give everyone a quick heads up before we jump into the content. When we sat down and recorded our first episode, we talked for about 3 hours and we figured that was a little too long for a first episode, so we cut it in half. The first episode will contain the American League. The second episode will contain the National League and a couple other fun things that we've got planned. So with nothing further, hope you enjoy. Welcome into the first episode of Swing and a Miss podcast. Thank you so much for the idiots that decided to listen to us. I don't know why you chose to do this, but we appreciate it nonetheless. We are 5 friends, and some would say 5 idiots who just love baseball. Yes?
Correct.
We would agree with that.
I would agree with that statement.
On all counts.
Yes, we're definitely 5 idiots. We definitely like baseball. And we again, appreciate you guys tuning in to listen to this. We have put this podcast together as 5 friends who just wanted to get together and talk about baseball. It's one of our favorite sports. Some of us would say it's our favorite sport. Depends on which one of us is talking. So there's no expectations here today. You know, we want to get into talking about the things that interest us, and one of the things that interests us is baseball. And so we're going to get into some interesting topics. We're going to get into division winners. We're going to talk about some of the things that piss us off about the game that we love, and that's okay. I am one of the hosts. I'm Ben. We're not going to do last names, and that's okay because you don't need to know who we are, nor do you care who we are, quite honestly. We're 5 dudes in Minnesota, 4 of whom are not from Minnesota. 4 of the 5 of us are transplants. And so the first thing we want to do is give you an idea of who you're listening to. So like I said, I'm Ben. I am a Braves fan. And my fandom in baseball has taken an interesting transition. And sorry, Mom, if you decide to download this podcast, because I was raised a Cubs fan. My mom's a Cubs fan. She grew up a Cubs fan. I grew up a Cubs fan. And the reason that I did is because growing up in Ohio, where I'm from, we didn't have access to Reds or at the time Indians games, television-wise. So the only teams that we really had access to were the Cubs and the Braves. We had WGN and we had TBS. So I tended to lean towards what my mom liked. One of my favorite players of all time is a Cubs player. Followed them until I left Ohio and moved to Atlanta.
And who would that player be?
You will find out.
Okay.
He comes up later in this episode. Thank you so much. That is Nels, for those that are keeping track at home. So when I left Ohio, I moved to Atlanta. And Atlanta was the first time for me that I had the ability to cheer for a local baseball team. So that was my first opportunity to be in the city where a team played. And that's really what drove my fandom towards the Braves. My wife and I actually had our first date at what at that point was SunTrust and is now Truist Park. Yes, thank you. To my left, this is not a video podcast, but for those of you that can't see at home, we didn't have enough money for the cameras, but that was very nice, Rodrigo. Thank you. So being in Atlanta at that time and being able to be enmeshed in that culture is really what drew me to the Braves. And I've been following them really since I was a kid anyway. My brother grew up a Braves fan. Like I said, we had access to TBS. So I watched a lot of Braves growing up, and then having the opportunity to move to Atlanta really was the first time that I had that chance to really have a community connection to baseball. And I'm sure if people outside of our families decide to listen to this podcast, I'm going to catch a lot of crap for that, and that's fine. But that's where I am, and I'll kick it over to Mr. Rodrigo.
Well, hi. Yes, I am Rodrigo. As you can hear from my name and my accent, I am not American. However, the love of me to baseball comes from far along. I have been playing and madly in love with this sport since I can remember. The very first memory I have about baseball was me in Mexico City going to the baseball stadium, big stadium, and I remember I told to my dad, I want to play baseball. And that is where my journey began, and from there it was nothing but what love is. And love is not only joy, but it's also frustration. Sometimes you have to deal with all those bad feelings that come up whenever you are involved at certain level with anything.
Absolutely.
So yes, I have experienced baseball since Little League. Once I came here to the States, I grew a love for the Twins because that's the local team. Before that, I was really supportive also of the New York teams because I spent a season there. So of course I do have some kind of love to the Mets, to the Yankees as well. So that's basically who I am, and I'm really happy to start this project. I'm gonna be the kind of person that really doesn't speak to the crowd but to my friends. So I really appreciate if anyone is listening, but I really don't care if no one is.
And it's amazing too that you had that drive to be in the major leagues when you were a kid, and now you play beer league softball with the five of us.
Which is an achieved dream. I mean,
If you shoot from the stars, sometimes
right.
you land on the moon.
We plan on winning a game this year.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm planning on getting into first base. That is my goal.
We're a team of scrappy veterans now. So.
You're almost 30, so
Yeah.
that's true. Rodrigo's actually our young ace because he's our pitcher and under 30. So
I am the hidden gem of the team.
that's right. Well, I don't know how hidden it is amongst a bunch of 30 and 40-year-olds, but sure,
Yeah, I mean,
He brings the joy every single day.
he does. He
yeah,
does.
but also someone that really brings joy here is the one to my left. It's Tyler. So why don't you tell us about you?
Man,
Hi,
what a radio professional there.
Yeah, that was
My
a nice transition.
goodness.
I appreciate that. Thank you. My name's Tyler. I grew up in Bloomington, Minnesota, which was where the Twins played their first games when they moved to Minnesota. And for me, growing up a Twins fan, baseball was always about family. I remember my dad telling me stories about his step-grandfather who would sneak him away to baseball games and let him eat hot dogs. The family didn't eat pork, but when Grandpa took the kids to the baseball stadium, it was okay to eat a hot dog. Some of my first memories are always, around baseball. We were big into listening to baseball on the radio, so we'd always be doing things, have baseball on in the background. One of my most cherished memories and prized possessions is a picture of me at 4 years old, being held in Kirby Puckett's arms. He was, I think, a rookie or a second-year player. It was a time where the Twins were doing their caravan or fan event, and Kirby Puckett decided that it was okay for me to come onto the other side of the velvet rope. He has a big smile on his face and was really excited just to scoop up this kid who was 4 years old with his number 4 jersey on, and make him a part and create a very special memory. I remember listening to radio when we were off some sort of family event and listening to the Twins clinch the ALCS against the Blue Jays and going on to win the 91 World Series. Those 87-91 World Series hit right in the prime point of being able to forge me as a fan for the rest of my life. So, there's nothing better than having, a 8 to 12-year-old kid watch his favorite team win the World Series. And baseball is something that I think is a little bit of a birthright. So it's something that is not only important to my dad, important to me, it's important to my 2 boys. We love to play and mess around. I coach their team, have a great time doing it. And for me, baseball is all about just like getting out, having fun, and getting everyone who can to play.
It's incredible to hear that story about 4-year-old you with Kirby Puckett, because you got arrested as a 40-year-old climbing into the statue's arms. So that was interesting.
Yeah, trying to recreate that was maybe not my best.
The velvet rope was a weird touch to bring with you.
You know what? I blame the fine people at Target Field for over-serving me. That's really on them. They knew what they were getting into.
Shout out to Target Field. Please sponsor us. Thanks, Tyler. And to Tyler's left is Josh.
Hello. I am Josh. So I am a Tigers fan, so a little bit of an AL Central division rivalry over here. So I was born and raised just outside Detroit in the lovely suburban city of Troy, Michigan.
Shout out, Troy.
Oh, yeah. Being a local of the Detroit area, it was about 20 to 25 minutes to get downtown to go to Comerica Park. It was when I was young, Tiger Stadium. Don't really have many memories there. I was born in 95. Comerica opened in 2000. So for me, mostly Comerica Park, but my dad still tells me some stories about me being with him in Comerica Park and him holding my sister, who was, 1 at the time, and him catching a foul ball with my sister in his arms. Back at
Did not drop the kid.
No,
Not a drop of beer either.
Not a drop of beer.
They never. A true dad never drops the kid.
Yeah,
That's
no.
I was gonna say the beer, not the kid.
Yeah. So, big time Tigers fan. All things Detroit sports. I'm a Detroiter through and through. So, love my Tigers. Unfortunately, unlike Tyler, I didn't get to see a World Series victory. But one of my formative years was that 06 Tigers run to the World Series. Lost in 5 games to the Cardinals, but one of my greatest memories is my dad and I were watching the game. It was Game 4 of the ALCS against the Oakland A's, and our dog would not let up about needing to go on her walk. And so it was about the 8th inning, and so my dad's just like, I'm so sorry. But then this was before you could just pause TV. So he's like, I have to take the dog. And so I was like, well, I'll come with you. I'll grab the radio. And I went out on the walk with my dad with the radio in my hand as we took the dog for a walk, come back in, run downstairs to the TV. 2 pitches later, Maglio Ordonez hits his walk-off home run to send the Tigers to the World Series 3 years after going 43 and 119. So we got back just in time, but as we were talking about the radio over here, grab that mobile radio, went out, walked the dog so that she could go to the bathroom real quick, took the radio with us, ran back downstairs, and saw Maglio in those luscious locks, curly-headed locks down to the shoulders, hitting that big home run off of Balfour. And that formed a baseball fan for life, and something my dad he taught me how to do math via baseball. He knows a lot of the small fractions based on batting averages, so anything out of 25, 30, he can just in his head, he knows what that batting average would be, so that's how we started learning division. Baseball, a big part of my life.
Ironically enough, as many baseball stories as you've told us and as many stories about the Tigers that you've told us, I've never heard that one.
Really?
No, never heard that one.
Surprising.
That's a cool story.
Yeah.
I like that.
I loved it. Yeah, it was, getting in right as Maglio's hitting that home run. Polanco with his turtleneck up to his chin, rounding the bases, arms up.
And I know we've talked about that specifically, but situations like that as a kid, that's what makes it difficult not to be romantic about baseball.
No doubt about it.
And that's kind of the onus of this podcast, is we like the romanticism of baseball. We like the moments. We like the storylines. And I think it's one of the only sports where you can have that and it's not super overblown or obnoxious.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
And I mean, at its core, baseball is a storyteller's sport. Mm-hmm. I mean, the reason baseball became America's pastime, there was no TV.
Nope.
Radio was around, and it was newspapers. And if you weren't at the game, you were reading the journalists who, actually wrote stuff.
Yep.
And a lot of the stuff, who knows if Babe Ruth actually called this shot? But guess what? That's the lore.
Who knows if he hit it 575 feet?
But that's the lore of baseball, and that's kind of
it just lives.
And that's the stuff too. The storytelling behind that. I have a big baseball almanac book that's just all stories of baseball over the years, and half of it might not even be fully true, but it is.
Why not?
We consider it to be because that's part of baseball and why it's such a great radio sport.
Yep.
Too.
100%.
That is our truth. That is our creed.
Yes.
That's right. 100%.
I don't care if it happened or not. It is the truth.
And it's just fun. I think that's the other thing. People get hung up on, did Babe Ruth hit 575? I don't really care.
No.
I don't care. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. But
he
did because I want to believe he did.
But we're also talking about it today. It's 2025.
I'll be the guy to try and save you some tweets. Wasn't it Mickey Mantle who was rumored to hit the 575?
Yes.
No, Babe Ruth also was rumored to hit 575.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Mickey Mantle might also
Maybe
have.
I'm bringing angry tweets to myself.
Can I reiterate what I said at the beginning, that we're 5 idiots?
There
There is going to be a lot we say that's not
And
correct.
speaking of 5 idiots, we still have number 5 that needs to talk about himself over
Oh,
here.
what, man? Radio professionals on this amateur podcast. Go ahead, sir.
Hi, my name is Nels. I'm a fan of the San Francisco Giants. I chose them. My mom is a Giants fan, and my dad is a fan of the Los Angeles Dodgers. So I had a choice to make when I was young. And I made that choice about 6 months old when my dad had me in a Dodgers onesie, and I threw up orange carrots all over it, proclaiming my Giants fandom from the get-go.
Well, we should clarify. You're from the Bay Area.
I am, yes, born and raised in California.
You're not from LA.
No, not at all.
No, sorry. Shout out LA. Please sponsor us.
Yeah. But if not,
I'm pretty sure
Bay
cities
Area.
don't sponsor people.
You don't know. We could be the first one.
This is why we have minimal funding.
My first game actually was at the Oakland Coliseum, though.
No kidding.
Yes. I was maybe-
R.I.P.
The artist formerly known as.
Yeah.
Today extinct.
My dad took me, and it was the Angels and A's. No, Orioles and A's, excuse me. And he got Jim Palmer, who was an announcer with the Orioles at the time, to say hi to me.
Oh, no
And
kidding.
he got Reggie Jackson to say,
Mr. October.
he's like, Reggie, it's my kid's first game. And he's all, enjoy the game, kid. So he got a couple Hall of Famers to say hi to me.
That's super cool.
And did you enjoy the game, kid?
I did. I remember it vividly at 4 years old. No, I don't. I
Well,
don't remember it.
at least it wasn't the 6-month-old game where you threw up on the onesie.
No,
so.
I don't remember that either. So I was at the last game at Candlestick. So
No kidding.
yeah, I've been at 2 defunct Bay Area baseball stadiums now, so I have that on my resume.
Very cool.
If I had to guess, I'd say if I had to rank the top 10 moments of my life, a lot of them would be the Giants' World Series runs are in there. My wife can fight for me meeting her, marrying her with those moments.
And she's lovely.
She is lovely,
But
yes.
baseball, am I right?
It is. She likes to take credit for those World Series because she moved to California right when they started winning.
And one
so.
of his greatest moments is one of my least great moments. In
Yes,
life.
I'm the only one here responsible for winning a World Series. I'm sorry about that. My apologies.
I do remember when Nels.
Certainly wasn't Buster Posey and
No.
Tim Lincecum and the magician that was Pablo Sandoval's 2 good years.
No, it was Nell. It was Nell specifically.
Yes, exactly.
Well, awesome. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to introduce yourselves. We're going to dive right into it because why not? We've all spent time thinking about our division winners. We've given a lot of thought, at least what we consider to be a lot of thought, to who we think is actually going to win each division. And what we're going to do is we'll just pick a division. We'll start with one. We'll go around the table and say, what do you think about them? What do you feel about them? And then we'll decide, collectively, well, individually first, where we think everybody's going to finish, and then we'll, kind of as a show, decide where we actually think they're going to land. So what do you guys think? You want to start with the AL East?
That's the first one on my sheet.
Mine too. All right, let's start with it. Let's start with the Rays. I personally am not a huge fan of the Rays this year, and I'm sure there will be people on this podcast that think differently. But when I look at their lineup, Shane McClanahan's still injured, still got the nerve problem in the triceps, as far as I know. No changes that I've seen. They've got pitching depth, but the bats really do need to support it, and I just don't see enough of the bats taking a step forward this year to really make an impact. Plus, I mean, they're playing in a AAA ballpark or college ballpark. I don't even remember which one, quite honestly.
It's the Yankees AAA.
It's the AAA one. So,
Spring training?
well, either one. Spring training AAA.
It's not a major league ballpark.
It is. Yeah. And I know that sounds trivial. I get that. But I think it's going to play a psychological impact on the team. I don't love this roster. I don't love this team. But that's my opinion.
I think that the Rays are one of those teams that just has black magic to it.
Very well
Where
could.
They just build their whole team where they can get 1.5 to 1.7 WAR out of 26 men across the roster over the whole season. And it doesn't make sense. It doesn't write on paper. And what happens is at the end of the season, they're going to win a lot of games. They're going to be in it for a wild card. And, it's going to be something that they're just going to make happen. And I think that playing in the AAA ballpark, that's patterned after Yankee Stadium, it's going to somehow provide them a competitive advantage, just like the Trop did, where people are going to come in, they're not going to be as comfortable as they would in another place, and somehow the Rays will find out a way to use that to their advantage.
It's possible. I get what you're saying about the black magic. I think the Rays are one of those teams where they could come in fifth, they could come in first, they could come in third, and no one would be surprised. It doesn't matter.
I would be surprised.
You would be. So go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the Rays are my secondary team. I've been following them not quite as closely as the Tigers, but right up there for over 20 years now. When I was growing up, I knew that I was never good enough to play Major League Baseball.
And that's why you're on the beer league softball team.
No, I'm good enough to play beer league softball. I'm not good enough to play Major League Baseball. But my dream growing up was to be a general manager of a baseball team. And I just always loved the way that, as Tyler said...
That's Seinfeld, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. I've never seen an episode. Send your hate mail to me.
But, as Tyler was saying, the black magic that they always have, I attribute that to the front office. Always finding diamonds in the rough and putting together good teams and stuff. So I've always loved the Rays. I started enjoying them when they were very bad in the early 2000s. And then, got up to 2008, went to the World Series, and they've been on and off mostly good since then, but some down times.
Well,
this year's a downtime.
But there have been years where they shouldn't have been good.
Yeah.
And they end up being great.
Yes, that's true.
And
but as somebody who has followed them a lot, this team doesn't have that feel anymore.
I think that
a lot of the pieces that have been those kind of guys, just it doesn't feel like it's all together this year. And I do think playing in Steinbrenner Field is going to be an interesting aspect. As somebody...
Dead.
Yeah.
Yes. Dead.
Well, one of them.
Well,
one
George.
generation.
George is.
I also think that...
but it's going to be interesting because... Oh, sorry, Rodrigo.
No, it's okay. I can wait.
You got... Okay, real quick for the audience, if we ever develop one, you'll learn that there's one person on this podcast that does have a problem with interrupting. I'll leave it to you to figure out who that is.
Hey, I was talking first. Okay. I was just gonna finish saying though.
Hey, you just outed yourself. I didn't say who it was.
It was directional. But I was just gonna say I've gone to Tropicana the last several years, and it's hard to get to. It's a difficult field to get. It is very difficult to get to, and I think that plays a lot into the fans not showing up there. I think it's going to be interesting. They might get a lot more fans than we're used to. It's a smaller stadium. It might feel more full. It might be easier to get to. And you may see all of a sudden the Rays home crowd might actually be a home crowd. So it could be interesting seeing them in that field. But I just, roster-wise, it's a good AL East this year. It feels difficult for me to see them finishing better than the bottom two.
I think that is a great point, and I also think that that leads to the point that I was trying to make, that is that the Rays having good seasons when they were not supposed to have good seasons speak really good about how strong the division has been historically speaking. Sure. I mean, we have historical teams that have been around for ever, and then we have this relatively new team that has been trying to find a spot and has done everything they need to get into that spot, and nobody can say that the Rays haven't gotten what they deserve. And I think that now that they are facing these stadium issues that are called to be fixed at some point, are going to actually settle the Rays as a permanent member of this division, that it's a highly competitive one, a highly historically one, that needs a a lot of work to keep yourself competitive, and that happens all through sports, particularly in baseball when you have such long seasons, right? We need, any team needs as an organization to be able not only to be competitive, but to keep ahead of what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
And coming from nowhere, like the Rays have in what we have of the century, it's impressive. So I would say that we might see a surprise, and even them being last this season would also be a surprise because of how easy it is to switch on that division.
I actually agree with that.
So I don't think the Rays have a stadium issue, but they do have a scheduling issue because 69 of the last 103 games they play are going to be on the road.
Eesh.
So they are very backloaded on the road when the season really starts to grind and it gets hot and it gets those dog days of the summer. They're going to be on the road a lot. And I think that's eventually going to take a toll on them. That's what's going to be what does them in.
That also will bring a toll to the team, though,
Right.
for sure.
You know, they are a good team. They're a scrappy team. They're good with the analytics, but they have great pitching, as has been said. They need to stay healthy, but I really think that scheduling is what's going to be their downfall.
One day,
That's
one day
really
I
tough.
hope to be good with the analytics.
Yes.
We all do.
All
We
I'm
all
gonna
do.
say if the Rays come knocking at your door for a player and you're like, why would they want this player? He's no good. Don't trade him, because every time they do that, dude turns out to be a good player for them.
So, where do we think that they're going to finish?
I personally have them at 4.
I've got them finished at 3rd. You'll be surprised who I have them above.
I
don't-
got them finishing fourth as well.
Josh has them at 2 or 1. I
No,
guarantee.
I have them at the last place.
You have them in
Oh,
5th. Wow. Okay. what about
I
you?
think,
little
I think
faith.
I think the top 2 are a clear top 2, and then the bottom 3 could be in any order.
I think they are going to finish in 3rd.
3rd. Okay, so we
Okay.
got a 5th, 2 thirds, and 2 fourths.
I think we got a 4th.
I think we got a 4th.
And somehow, the one who actually follows them is the one that's the most pessimistic.
That's usually how it goes, isn't it?
Well, that won't be the case for the Central, but we'll talk about that later.
Well, yeah. You're riding high on the final month of the season.
All right, let's move on to the next team. Red Sox?
Red Sox.
Let's do it.
Boston.
I really like this team. I like that they brought in Garrett Crochet. I think he's going to be in the Cy Young conversation at the end of the year. I know Josh is going to be pissed about this, but they brought in Bregman. Albeit he's overpaid. I think we can all agree to that. I like.
Overpay is not the end of the world.
That's a 5-year from now.
I'm with you. I'm with you. As long as Jarren Duran doesn't get suspended, I think he could be pretty impactful. Trevor Story's got to have a big year. If Trevor Story has a big year, I think this team very easily runs away with this division. Personally, the bullpen needs to be more reliable, but that's not the biggest concern in the world. So to me, I like the Red Sox.
I feel like this is like the grizzled guys, like one last score. Trevor Story, Alex Bregman, Aroldis Chapman, Liam Hendricks.
I forgot Aroldis Chapman was on
one
this
more
team.
time. Like, let's bring it back together. I think we've got this in us.
The 08, or what was it, 07, Mike Lowell, Dustin Pedroia Red Sox
Yes.
that broke the curse.
Yep.
Yeah.
I need to ask if, since we are a few games into the season, if Rafael Devers is okay.
That's a fair question. Oh, yeah, we probably should have level set this at the beginning of the podcast. Today's Monday, the 31st of March. We're through opening weekend. We're not going to lie to anybody who's dumb enough to listen to us, but we're not changing our picks based on what happened
And I
opening
think
weekend.
he has like 15 strikeouts on the year and is
Yeah.
set like the MLB record for most strikeouts
Yeah.
through.
And I will
4
say,
games.
on my notes, and this was all done pre-season opener, I have a lot of questions about the drama specifically around Devers. I am a third baseman. And they're like, no, you're not. Go play DH. You suck at third. You can't play defense. And then he goes to DH, and while this isn't impacting my pick that I made preseason, it makes me feel a lot better about my pick in the preseason, is that he has looked like he'll be out of the league in about 45 days.
I'm starting to wonder if this is going to be the team we disagree the most about in this division.
It could be.
It very well could be.
I think that if Devers just isn't like, I think that there's some sort of like mental headspace that you need to be in order to be a good DH.
Yes.
If you're not swinging the bat and things aren't going well, like, hey, maybe I can flash the leather a little bit and help the team out in another way. If you don't have that opportunity to do something else, even if it's just do the basics of
Just real quick, no one's peeing in the background. That's my dog having a drink of water.
we can even if you can just like back up a throw or just like move around, like help the team in some other way.
Right.
If all you're doing is coming up to bat 4 times in a game and hoping for the best, it could get weird.
And a lot of very good players have said the same as they've aged and they move to DH that they find it so much harder to lock in on your at-bats when you're not out there in the field. Just being mentally present in the field makes a huge difference on their offense just by the amount of ability that they have to lock in by playing in the field.
And
What-
baseball players are very much routine oriented as
Oh,
is.
yeah.
So giving up that routine of going out in the field every inning and just sitting there and thinking, it can weigh on you.
What do you think, Rodrigo?
I really have nothing good to say about the Red Sox. It is.
It's because you spent time in New York and you hate them.
Yes, so I was taught to hate them. And
Yeah, screw them.
Yes, I was born in a good household. And I do respect my elders. And I was taught to hate them, so I hate them. However,
You heard it here first, folks.
my dad disagrees with me. He loves the Red Sox.
Oh,
I
really?
don't know why. That's one of the biggest disagreements we have at home. But yeah, I don't have anything good to say. I hope they finish last. For the
Amazing.
audience of this beautiful podcast, I would say that I'm the most ignorant of those 5 in terms of statistics.
All 5 of us are ignorant, buddy.
Yeah, but in terms of statistics and news and what's going on, in the
This is
league,
not a stats podcast.
I usually go more by the feeling. So
There's something to be said about that.
yes, and the feeling I have when I see the Red Sox, it's
Bleh.
repulsion.
Shout out to all the listeners in
So,
Boston.
Today, Monday the 31st, I'm really happy that they already lost against a divisional rival, which actually plays them at 4th and at 5th, and I hope they never get out of that spot.
I've got them winning the division.
Oh,
I've got them second place in the division.
4th.
If you say third, I swear.
No, but I will say I am a little worried about the bullpen because, Chapman Hendricks 5-6 years ago,
Yeah.
it's that bullpen.
Yeah.
2025.
102 will really help that.
But you forget about one last score.
They do have one of the top.
That was very ASMR.
They do have one of the top farm systems.
That's
Ranked?
that's not impacting this year.
They could bring up a couple guys. You never know. They could bring up a couple guys.
It'd be tough to break this lineup.
But I'm finishing first.
There you
I
go.
haven't won it.
So first, second, fourth, fifth. I think
Yes,
Yeah.
I think we go third.
Well, we've already.
I think we go second.
We got to go second.
Second.
4th.
Sorry.
We can go 4th.
Can we play some sixth? Rodrigo's very excited about
Let's
putting him
just
in
put them in a
sixth.
different division.
They should go back to
Premier League rules. They have to go down to AAA.
yes.
They're relegated. All right, Yankees. It's the Yankees to me are fairly straightforward. They lost Juan Soto. Garrett Cole's out for the year. I don't love Max Fried as the ace, and it feels like he's going to be by the end of the year if he's healthy. I don't believe in much of their starting pitching, but good Lord, can their offense rake. They are the baseball version of the Bengals.
Yeah, I have
They're-
the lead in the league in home runs.
Yeah, their goal is to win every game 11-2 or 11-4.
Aaron Judge might drive in 8 of those 11 every game.
He might. So for that, to me, the Yankees are coming in second because there will be times when their defensive struggles cannot be overcome. They'll go into an offensive slump at some point. Over the course of 162 games, I'm betting on their offense to win more than they lose. So I have him second.
I'm a little worried about just like a Jenga theory of them, which they've already lost a lot of pieces in Cole and Heel and Giancarlo Stanton. I guess both of his arms no longer work.
Is he still there?
So
He has no elbows.
it's
Do you need elbows?
When all you do is swing
it's
a bat.
preferred.
he needs 2 Tommy
He
Johns.
can go to the Premier League.
I think that right now he's the one that makes the lines on the stadium.
Yeah, he pushes the cart with the
Yeah.
chalk. Shout out Giancarlo. Sorry.
Like, I think that everything's going to start off swimmingly for the Yankees, but I worry that this roster cannot sustain an injury or two, and I'm really worried about the wheels just totally falling off and this being a lost season.
Can see that. I can see it. Depends who the injury is.
Well, I think that's, in my
If
mind,
Judge goes down.
Well,
then
Well, I'm
you
not
can put them
okay.
in the
Okay,
Right.
we're all in agreement. If Aaron Judge gets hurt, it's a wash.
but I'm thinking, even if Wells goes down or Chisholm goes down, or like the
Nobody wants to lose Jazz.
no. No, that's what the Nazis tried to take away from France during World War II. I think it's just like
So
you can just
stupid.
pull one piece out of there, and all the shifting around that has to happen around that
For
can
sure.
really have a negative effect.
I agree.
You got Goldie there, and I don't know if he's got it in him. I mean, I hope he does. I love watching him play, but I'm really worried that he's way past his prime.
I love the Yankees. However, I think that they have been taking away the fun of baseball. They are trying to buy wins, and that's something.
I like this take a lot, actually.
A lot of teams that are gonna come up when we're trying to pick up, particularly the number ones, are gonna start trying to win the league with dollars, not with players, and that's something that I know modern baseball goes that way. All that money bullshit that everyone's in love with, right? The numbers. However, I like the dirt of the field, and the dirt is not only the statistics and the money and how strong a player is, but how well how well bonded a team is in terms of how do you face the challenges that the season is gonna bring, and that is my main concern about the Yankees. It's a team made of stars that probably are not that strong in terms of how cohesive the locker room is. So overall, I think they are taking away the fun out of baseball. But however, I still have them at my number one because I think the offensive slug that you mentioned before is something that I don't see happening when you have such a big depth of the closet. Like you can always pull something out. They also have really great farm system as well. Everything that they do in Puerto Rico as well, and everything that the players that they can come up with, it's something unpredictable, and that's why I have them in my number one.
It's almost the antithesis to what we talked about with the Rays,
Yeah.
where the Yankees are pulling this incredible payroll to pay this giant team to win the World Series, and the Rays do exactly the opposite, and the Rays have just as many World Series in the last 22 years, something like that. 23, 18, whatever.
Been to or won, because the Rays have never won a World Series.
They didn't win that one that they went to?
No, they lost in 08 and 2020.
Again, 5 idiots. Maybe one idiot.
Also, 2020 isn't a real World Series.
Well, it's
Nelson's hot take. Josh, tell me your thoughts on the Yankees.
My thoughts on the Yankees. I hate the Yankees.
All right, moving on to Nels.
Anybody Thank you so much,
The Dodgers are going to go real quick if that's.
All right, then the Dodgers. We're moving on from them. Back to the Giants.
Anybody who knows me, though, knows that I hate the Yankees. However,
The listeners don't know you.
Yeah, tell us why you hate them.
That's why I said however. However, this is still a good ball club. I know that they're aging. I know that they have some drawbacks, specifically the rotation. Looks a bit shaky now with Cole out for the year. Who's going to be that bona fide ace? Will it be Max Fried? Will Carlos Rodon come back to...
I think if you're relying on Max Fried, you're in trouble.
But that's coming from a Braves fan too. By the way.
It's just.
But I like him a lot. But
He can be great.
I think amazingly, I hate the Yankees because of the whole buying wins thing. But
That's going to come up in another division.
oh yes, 100%. We already know who that comes up with.
They may or may not play in the same city.
That being said, they've got some young talent. Does Jason Dominguez make the jump? Anthony Volpe, does he continue what ended up being a very good second half of a rookie season? Austin Wells, first catcher in Yankees history to hit a leadoff home run on opening day. Does he go and have a great
Really?
year? Yes.
That's an interesting
I was
stat.
listening-
I didn't
only
know
know
that.
that because the broadcast said it when I was
Shout out to
But-
Susan Waldman and
and
who's her partner now?
I think the Yankees got worse from last year because losing Cole to injury and then losing Soto.
Do you think they
makes
got?
you worse.
Do you think they got worse or they just got different?
I think they got worse because
Okay.
losing Soto, you don't get better from losing Soto. But I like the signing of Goldschmidt. He's still, I know he's old.
It's
He's
a good signing.
He's still very productive despite being 37. I mean, he's coming off a year where he hit 22 bombs and 65 RBI. He's a good defensive first baseman. The big signing for them is Cody Bellinger. I don't think he's ever going to hit like he did when he won the MVP, but the thing that people don't think about so much with him, he's a versatile defender.
He is.
He can play anywhere in the outfield. He's a good center fielder. Something happens to 37-year-old Goldschmidt, he can slide into first. He's played first base. He's got that versatility. It adds a bat who's a solid bat. Not the MVP that he was coming off his Rookie of the Year MVP, but very solid bat that's versatile in defense. So I think they come in second this year.
I agree that Garrett Cole, losing him is a huge blow, and I personally think it's a little bit too big of a blow to overcome. The big thing that shocks me is that they didn't address their defensive issues that derailed the World Series, where they looked
Yes.
like our beer league softball team for an inning out there.
Hey, we do adequately.
We don't make those mistakes.
Yes,
We don't make
every
those
mistake
mistakes.
they made. We drop fly balls and don't throw to first. We make the same mistakes. We saw it a little bit, earlier this weekend against the Brewers. It was lost because they just pounded the Brewers, but there was a couple innings there where they just looked really sloppy.
We still gave up 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But it turns out giving up 9 isn't so bad.
Well, when you
hit
score 20,
yeah.
it doesn't matter.
So I think it is going to be a little bit of a lost season, and we're going to hear it from Yankees fans, so we know the level that they expect. It's going to be a long year in New York.
I got them finishing 4th, below the Rays.
Okay. I have them third.
I have him second.
2.
Just to add up a little bit more, I think that the Yankees are the definition of a heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
When you using as a metaphor, when we go to boxing, right? We have these heavyweight champions that are really buffed, really strong. They only need to connect with you once, and you're done for the fight. This is the Yankees, but they are also really sloppy. They don't have this technique. They don't have the ability, the gymnastics part of boxing translated to baseball. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, that does make sense.
I agree with you, Nels. They are sloppy. They trust too much on their power. It's like the American muscle car, right? We have a lot of power, no handling. It is the same. So I do believe that when cornering, right? In this case, when you face those dog days in the summer, when you start to face injuries, when you start to face all those issues that are gonna come up, because they will come up.
100%.
The Yankees might not be as sharp as they could if they took care of these other aspects that they need.
I think you're nailing.
So-
you're nailing it right on the head.
Where should we put them?
I've got him at 2.
Yeah,
I
but
have
should
them
we
at 2
put
as
them above the Rays? I'm kind of hearing general consensus. We got to put them above the Rays.
I think just based on their offense, they have to be above the Rays.
Yeah.
Below the Red Sox? Above the Red Sox.
I'd say
Above.
below.
Definitely above. Always above. Always above.
I personally think they're not as good as the Red Sox, but if the averages are there, then they can be a 1.
I have them below.
Okay, I think that maybe we put them below. I mean, I think that a little bit of my Yankees bias is just wish casting. Nothing but ill for them as they do nothing but beat up on the
And
Twins.
I would not be upset if they come in fourth.
So are we putting them below the Red Sox?
We're putting them in between the Red Sox and the Rays. Right
All right, so thank you very much. This has been everything. Thanks
Thanks for coming, Rodrigo. We'll see you later.
Thank you so much.
This is the first I've ever heard Rodrigo talk about his hatred for the Red Sox.
Yeah, I hide it. I hide it very well.
All right, moving on to let's go to the Orioles here. I really like this team this year. They have a very strong young core, strong lineup, strong bullpen. The rotation is a question mark with Eflin as basically your ace, and how much more does Charlie Morton have left?
I think that this team is a little like the Yankees. Like, if they're gonna win, they got to win 9-5 in a lot of these games.
Like Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
So
No work.
Yeah. They're the Dolly Parton team. I like that.
my prediction is the Orioles are the ones who land Sandy Alcantara.
That's interesting.
That's a good
And
pick.
because they need that ace, they have a strong farm system.
The thing is, can they overcome Gunnar Henderson being hurt?
Yes.
I think they can. I think they have enough young bats.
Not early. Not when they're playing. Not when they're playing good teams. In my opinion, they beat the crap out of the Blue Jays, which we're watching live now. Excuse me.
The Blue Jays are
For now, the game's not over. But with Gunnar Henderson hurt, you look at the other concerns like Grayson Rodriguez's status is still uncertain, and all eyes are whether Felix Bautista can regain his form. Mm-hmm. Adley Rutschman's going to have a monster year, and he can and he should. But when you lose Corbin Burnson and Charlie Morton is washed, I don't care what anyone says. Charlie Morton's washed. He's a 40-plus-year-old curveball pitcher. He's not good. Appreciate what you did for the Braves. I appreciate it. I know everyone's looking at me in the room right now. I get it. I just don't see this team being as good as they were last year. I have them third.
I think they're that young, scrappy team. They got their first taste of success last year. Now they're hungry. They got that taste of success, and then they got bounced early. This is that young team. They take that experience, they turn it around. Sure, Charlie Morton might not be the best pitcher in the world anymore at 41, but that's one of those veteran presences that has been around a lot of winning. You bring something like that into the clubhouse, you've got a lot of young guys that are hungry to win, a lot of talent. Jackson Holliday, I know he looked terrible as a 20-year-old getting his first taste last year. He's gonna be good.
A lot of their success rides on whether he takes it.
And with Gunnar Henderson out, he slides in as the big question mark. Can he pull what Gunnar Henderson did as a young
And
player?
I feel like
too many question marks.
I
It's a lot
feel
of
like
questions.
they have enough young players who are on the upswing that not necessarily everyone needs to take a step up for the team to get significantly better.
But they can't take a step back.
Well, some of the young players can. That's what I'm saying. Not all the young players need to take a step up, but I would wager more are going to take a step up than are going to take a step back. Rutschman had a good year last year, but I think he's got a lot more in the tank. It certainly wasn't as good as his 2023. And so I think that there's more there's more meat on the bone for these young players to get better. And that's why I've got them finishing first. I've got them winning this division.
Interesting.
And
Actually, I
their
have them
bullpen
finishing
is good.
last.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and
Last.
let me tell you why.
Let's hear it.
And I don't think this is a bad thing. Let me tell you something. We're really used to getting the World Series today, this season. I think that the Orioles have a wonderful opportunity of building a franchise. They have a wonderful opportunity to build something to last in the future. And for that, they need to rev it down a little. They need to take some time, put their players into play, give them the experience they need, and then they can start building up this team that is going to keep competitive in the next 5-10 years. So I do believe that the Orioles should stop thinking about this season. They should, of course, think about making a good, decent, competitive season. but they shouldn't have the World Series as their end goal for this season. They should have a strong team as the goal for this season.
You know, and I think that's why this division is so interesting, because I see both Tyler and Rodrigo's points, and I agree with both of you, and that's why I have them third.
How many AL East teams have you put third?
They're all in third. They're all in third.
Nobody's gonna win that division.
So Rodrigo's got him in last. Tyler has him in first. I've got him in third.
I also have him in first.
First,
Second.
So
I'm also a huge Heston Kjerstad fan.
I
Side note, he's not even starting on this team.
you and I both know that, and I think we all agree to this. If the Orioles strike it, this could be their year.
Yeah,
I just
Cedric
don't.
Mullins is looking like a man renewed.
But I
right
just don't believe it's their year. Just not this year. That's just me.
You never know. So are we going to put them above the Red Sox and into first, below
I'm
the
not.
Red Sox and give them second?
I think second makes most sense for the show.
Then we would have the Red Sox winning, because I
have the Red Sox.
I don't think anybody has the Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays are
I
coming in
have the Red
fifth.
Sox in fourth.
I have the Red Sox in first.
Okay.
I hate the Red Sox, so there's no use here. So
Reiterate,
I also have them in fourth.
Rodrigo hates the Red Sox.
I had the Red Sox first as well. So
All right.
I think
maybe Orioles second.
I think the Orioles
So
second.
I think what we're getting out of this is there is no podcast consensus on
No.
the AL East.
No.
Oh no, we're not fifth yet. The Blue Jays consensus fifth.
No, I have them third.
Okay,
I
so
think
hold
that they're
on. Before you go on,
Yeah.
where do you have them, Nels? Where do you have them, Tyler?
Fifth.
Where do you have them, Rodrigo?
fourth.
You have them in fourth. I have them in fifth. All right, Josh, please tell us why they're going to be in third.
You have the floor.
I think that their starting pitching.
Stop
is-
looking at the TV.
I think that their starting pitching is above average. I really like the addition of Scherzer. I know that he's old. Dude still can strike guys out.
If he can
I'm-
be on the field.
I'm a
Yeah, there it
big
is.
Barrios fan. I love Jose Barrios. I think their pitching is good. Their hitting, Bo Bichette's not going to be as bad as he was last year.
I don't expect him to.
Vladdy Jr. is a monster. He came back last year, contract year. He needs to put him up. Santander, he's not going to hit 40 bombs again, but he's probably good for 28 to 30. I think they've got enough offense and enough pitching to be an exceptionally average team. I have them in third,
I think
middle of the team.
I think the average of the show puts them in fifth. We appreciate that perspective, and we all could be wrong. That's what we're five idiots.
The thing is I would feel with the AL East, like I'm fairly comfortable with the Blue Jays being fifth.
Yeah.
But I am also comfortable taking the other four teams, throwing them into a hat, and drawing names as far as
That's-
the next four orders.
that's one of the
because,
divisions
Like, I do
that
feel like
it's
this is
up
a
in the
really
air.
narrow spread between the first team and the fourth team as far as like I think that we're going to see like the winner here only be winning the division by a game and a half, 2 games.
Which is funny because I feel the exact opposite. I feel like there's a very clear top 2, and the bottom 3 can be in any order. I think the Yanks and the Orioles are.
This is one of
class above.
those strange divisions to me
Yeah.
that could go in any number of combinations. And
And we're about 158 games away from knowing what the answer truly
So I have
is.
a
True
question
story.
for everybody except Josh because he hasn't finished in third.
Okay.
Does Vlad Jr. finish the year with the Blue Jays?
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They don't
Yes,
trade him?
I believe they are trying to build a franchise around him.
I think an extension
don't see
gets
him
done
going
before the
anywhere.
deadline.
He said not you.
I also think that even
It's
though they're
unrelated
finishing
replacement.
fifth, it's not going to be a awful season
Yeah,
to
they're
be
not
a
gonna-
Blue Jays fan. I feel like
I agree.
it is going to be something where it's not going to be great, but at the same time, you'll probably win somewhere in the neighborhood of like 72, 73 games, something like that.
All right. So as a show, we're calling the division winner of the AL East the
Red Sox.
Red Sox.
Boston Red Sox. Sorry,
Sorry,
Rodrigo. All right, we're on to the AL West. Who wants to kick it off?
Going east to west. I'll start us off.
Go for it.
Let's start with who I have coming in first.
Rangers.
The Rangers.
It's easy.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about the Rangers, boom or bust, man.
Yep.
They busted 3 years ago when they spent $500 million. Then they went and they won the World Series. And then last year, had another bust year. That makes them hard to predict. The pitching is a little shaky on the back half of the rotation. But I think all in all, they're the most complete team in the West.
When they're healthy, they're
Yes.
probably the best offense in baseball.
I feel like they just had
Behind the
a
Dodgers.
awful injury luck season last year that I don't necessarily expect to repeat. And so even though you've got, DeGrom in the rotation,
Tommy
and
John's not a concern?
it is a concern, but I would say that when I look at the rotation, when I look at the depth, even if you get stumbles from DeGrom, stumbles from Leiter, stumbles from Rocker, I feel like there's enough starting pitching beneath those guys that it will at least set a floor enough for the offense to go and take the rest of the lead. And if you do get DeGrom, capital D, capital G, DeGrom, watch out.
In a
Because this
playoff
team is...
series?
Oh, man.
He's one of the pitchers now that has the most postseason experience. Not the most, but he's got enough that it's like when his stuff's on, plus his experience, look out.
Yeah.
So looking at this through a Giants lens, when Bochy guided the Giants to their 3 World Series, it was every other year. And the years in between,
now the manager of
Yes.
the Rangers.
the years in between, they didn't make the playoffs at all for whatever reason. And again, guided the Rangers to the World Series,
So
didn't make
is,
the playoffs, and then here we are the next year after. So
is Bochy just allergic to even years?
I don't know what it is.
Because the Rangers
Well, this
are
would be
in
odd
odd years too. No, the Giants
The
were
Giants
even.
were
You're right.
even
You're
years,
right.
so this
You're
would be
right.
Okay.
So he's
It's just every other year.
Do you think it's a central time zone thing?
It might be. I don't know what it is.
He just hates
But I'm
Texas.
just going off the weird vibes of that, and I think the Rangers are going to pick it back up this
So
year.
you're one.
I have them finishing first. Yeah, when
You're one. I'm one.
I have them second.
You have him second.
I have them
Okay.
second.
Where are you
I
at?
do like the team.
Where are you at, Rodrigo?
I do have them as one.
One.
Yes, I
Okay.
think they're going to be
I
champions.
think we got it.
Consensus, they're number one.
So
All
I
right.
think that being said, Tyler needs to go next to start us off with his one.
Yeah, please
Okay.
do.
So my number one finishing in the AL West is your Seattle Mariners.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
I am banking on taking a step up. The offense was so bad last year, below replacement level offense. I feel like when you put the names on paper, they're not that bad, and there's a lot of opportunity there for them to get better. Love Rosarena. I love Rodriguez.
Randy Land, baby.
Big dumper. Let's go.
The best worst nickname.
Hand in the air, Ben. What's going on?
I love the Seattle pick because I want it to be true. I really do. They were a bottom 5 offense last year.
I don't think that they're that bad
And
again.
And Rosarena has taken a step back in every major statistical category in the last 3 years.
But he's cool.
He,
He's definitely top 5 in the lead in swag.
that's okay.
And Rodriguez
I don't know
is
that.
right up there with him. He's cool.
Man, I've got a Julio jersey hanging in my closet upstairs.
Okay.
I love Seattle.
There you
I
go.
want them to win. I just don't believe it.
Can I drop a stat that make you believe a little?
Please do.
So last year they were ranked 27th in runs scored, 28th in OPS through August 21st. That's when they fired Scott Service as manager.
Yeah.
After that, 6th in runs, 4th in OPS for the rest of the year.
Okay.
So can they? They obviously improved greatly.
And the thing is like Seattle's strength is their pitching. Like no
Yes.
one's going to doubt
For
their
sure.
pitching.
For sure.
And so it's not like we need them to be the Yankees. It's not like we need them to be anything other than.
But they have to be able to beat the Yankees.
Well, and I was
Yes.
gonna say they're the anti-Yankees. While the Yankees are gonna win 15-9, the Mariners are gonna win 2-1.
1-0.
They're
Yes.
the anti-Yankees. I have them as the best pitching rotation in baseball.
Oh,
They are.
They're
They
the best
are.
pitching rotation in baseball.
It's-
Their bullpen is very solid. I just
But
don't know
it's
that they're
their
going to score
offense.
enough. I
It's
don't
their
think that they're going
offense.
to score enough.
They don't need to score a ton if they have an average offense.
and that's the thing. If they've got the 7th best offense,
Lights out.
exactly.
Yes.
I do believe that a strong defense will avoid you losing games, but you need to score runs to
Right.
win them. And that's where I think the Mariners are the weakest point of them. is not having enough power at bat to keep competitive. And don't get me wrong, Arozarena is one of my favorite
Me
Mexicans.
too.
And folks, he can say that.
Yeah.
No, I can say that, and he's one of the best Mexicans to have ever been born in Cuba.
I was going to say,
However,
he's not Mexican.
He is.
I wasn't.
Yeah,
He is, and
He
he
was
was
born in
proclaimed
Cuba.
Mexican by the Mexican
Yeah.
president, so he can compete in the World Classic
He
Baseball.
left
And now-
Mexico.
now-
he left Cuba for Mexico,
And now we're
he-
into world
yes.
politics.
No.
Well, and he loved it so much that he has declared it his home, and Mexico has declared him theirs.
And he's
The World Baseball Classic.
If Randy
shows
Arozarena wants to declare my house his home, he's allowed. He is 100%.
I actually heard he was looking for property in the
don't get me
Northeast.
wrong.
Ben said he's declined in every major statistic. I disagree. He has not declined in the major statistic of absolute bat slams.
However-
against homers.
Okay, that's not a statistic that's
It is.
measured.
And there's
That's a Josh statistic.
Swag cannot be replaced.
I think they're gonna finish last, but I think that Arozarena.
Last.
Yes.
Interesting.
I think that not even the ace. We're gonna get there. However, Arozarena, he's not my boy. He's mi gente.
There you go. I like that.
Love it.
I'm not gonna say
I got
that,
a Randy
but
jersey, a Randy Rays jersey.
The other thing that I would say is, like, when I look at the rest of their division, the Rangers are the only team that I feel good about their lineup being able to handle the Mariners pitching. So I really feel like they're going to feast on in-division games.
so where do we land? I have them at third.
Second.
Rodrigo has them at fifth. You have them winning.
I have them winning.
I have him at 2.
2,
3.
3.
I think we got to put them at 3.
I think we got to live with 3 or 2 for sure.
3 for now, and we'll see what the rest fall.
All right, so I'll kick it off with my 2, and that is the Houston Asshoes. I'm sorry, Astros. New Era, shout out to you, sponsor the podcast.
Doing a lot of pitching.
They're-
You can tell who's the salesperson in this group.
Yeah, it's not me. They lost a lot of cohesiveness with Bregman.
And Kyle Tucker.
And Kyle Tucker, I think that's not overstated. You don't necessarily lose as much production as you do with, I guess, swagger in the clubhouse or leadership. To me, that's something you can't measure with numbers. I don't love the letting of. Did they let him walk or did they trade Verlander?
They let him walk.
They let him walk.
They let him
Yeah.
walk. He wanted to come back.
He's 42.
I know he is, but he's not somebody that I don't know that I'd let walk. They've got a bright spot in their prospect, Cam Smith. He's had a great start to the year. They're 2 to me, but I could see him in 5th.
The Tigers ended the dynasty. They had gone to 6 straight ALCSs, 7 straight ALCS. Tigers last year beat them in the wild card. They lost Tucker, like you said. They lost Bregman, like you said. I think that they have enough in the shed to not be in a full rebuild, but they're starting to rebuild a little bit.
Yeah.
They're bigger, older guys are leaving. I mean, geez, they're putting Altuve in left now, trying him out there. Like,
He is at
they're-
second base tonight, so.
yeah,
Was
but,
he really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like,
Interesting.
they're kind of in a mini rebuild now.
Okay.
I think last year was the ending of the, hey, we're just making it there come hell or high water.
Yeah.
We're going to be the team in the ALCS. I think that's finally over. I think they're starting to rebuild a little.
I like Altuve. I think that he is going to take a big step down this year. Yeah, I think that, like, last year was the last great Altuve year. I think that this is going to be perhaps like the beginning of the end. Alvarez is like one of the scariest batters on the planet.
Yeah.
And I love Paredes. But beyond that, like, I just don't think that you get rid of Bregman and get rid of Tucker, who I think has taken Jose Ramirez's crown as the most underrated baseball player on the planet. And
Is Altuve underrated?
no, I'm saying Kyle Tucker is
Oh,
underrated.
sorry.
So I think that there's enough there for them to be okay, but I'm also worried that they're going to stumble a little bit and they're going to sell some bullpen pieces at the deadline. I've got them finishing 3rd.
Okay.
I have them finishing second. They find a way to get in the mix every year.
Seconds where I'm at. Where are you at?
I think they're gonna finish second. I don't have anything good to say about that organization. I don't
Just
hate,
like the Red Sox.
I don't hate them like the Red Sox, but I really don't wish them well.
Fair. All right.
I think that along with some other teams that have gone into history, not enough time has passed to change or to fix the
As long as
damage.
Altuve's on that team, they're going to be hated.
And I think that the damage they made to the spirit of the sport is something that we, as lovers, are going to take some time to recover from.
That's fair.
So,
I think I'm over it.
So I'm at 2. You're at 2.
I think we got to put them at 2
You're
because
at 2?
the next two
Yeah.
teams we talk
3?
about, I don't feel like are going to be better.
I think 2 is what we live with as the show. Who wants to hit the Angels?
actually,
Literally any team that ever plays them. They're pitching
I
horrendous.
want to save the A's for last because you made it a point that you wanted to have
my
talk
my
about
notes
this.
for the Angels just say LOL.
Mine say Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Yeah, can he stay healthy?
Even if he stays healthy, that makes your lineup Mike Trout and 8 other schmucks.
Exactly.
Mike
I'm go-
Trout is like when you're watching a movie where the woman is in an abusive relationship. You're just wishing for her to get out of it. We all want the best for Mike Trout. He's got a heart of gold. We
He's
want
such
the
a
best
good
for him.
guy.
In a world
Mike
where
Trout-
everybody wants that guy that's just loyal to his
He's
team,
a golden
and
retriever.
and you love the loyalty.
Yeah.
God, does everybody hate that Mike Trout decided to be loyal to this franchise?
He's a golden
Yeah,
retriever.
Of all franchises, like, man, you had to be
Why would you
loyal.
be loyal to someone who puts cigarettes out on you?
I'm out on the Angels. They're 4th for me.
I have him dead last.
I've
Yeah,
got
same.
yeah.
I do like that kid. Was it Ben Joyce who throws like 104?
Ben
Great.
Joyce is electric.
I'm going to tell you right now that guy's going into Tommy John's before the end of the year.
Also, they have to hand him a lead into the late innings for that to
True
really
story.
matter.
you guys don't have a successful friend that has an ugly wife?
No, honestly,
That is a loaded question.
honestly, most of our friends have beautiful wives and ugly husbands. So,
No, because that's
5 idiots and 5 ugly husbands.
that's how I feel with the Angels. Like I feel
That's
that
the funniest thing I've ever
Mike
heard.
Trout, it's this successful, great player. He's stuck with his wife.
He's not. He has a no trade clause. He can go. He can waive that.
Yeah, but he's not.
Exactly.
Just
That's
like your friend could get a divorce.
to Tyler's point.
the other thing with a
She won't leave.
and with,
She won't leave. He won't leave.
with a trade, the Angels will have to say yes, we'll give him up, and then somebody
Right.
will have to give the price of what Mike Trout is. And I don't think
And
that
it's
anybody
still-
with
it's
his
still a
health
lot.
issues is going to give up what they need to pry
Correct.
him from the Angels.
Exactly.
Because guess what? With Noah Ohtani, the only person putting butts in the seats is Mike Trout.
Yep. So I have him 4th. You have him where? 4th?
4th as well.
4th?
Fifth.
5th.
Fifth.
5th.
Fifth.
5th. Shit. All right. Sorry, we weren't going to swear on this. Okay, Rodrigo's going to go to the A's and tell us why they're not 5th.
Listen to me. I have something to say.
I usually try.
When you are on the field and you have absolutely no pressure at all, that's when you play your best games. That is what is happening with the
I
A's.
would like to point out that is not how we play softball.
No, I mean,
We have
there's
nothing to
Our
lose and
pressure
no
is
wins.
to get into the fifth inning.
my pressure is to finish the beer before I get to bat, though. However, when you're playing, you get no pressure and you loosen up and you're not that stiff and you make overall better plays. I think that this lack of pressure, now that the whole A situation, it's already busted and it's going to change and we all know what's going to happen, they get 1 year to enjoy themselves playing in the field, and I think that will bring
3 years.
3
3 years, my bad. And I think that
For now,
brings...
it might be forever.
I was going to say
It might be forever, you know, like...
Enjoy that triple-digit Sacramento. Bill
All right.
Yeah, or, maybe back in Vegas, they never finished the stadium on time and they have to push it to a 4th, 5th season. We never know. However,
Or they never go to Vegas.
they never go to Vegas and they end up in Mexico City. We never know.
I would actually prefer that. I would prefer they go to Mexico
No,
City.
I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
When they were playing at Rickey Henderson Field, is there a marine layer there that like kind of keeps fly balls down in the same way that it does at Oracle?
No, because they're not right on the
Okay. But still, there's an enormous amount of foul territory at Rickey Henderson Field.
Yep.
They're not going to have any of that at the AAA ballpark. It's funny that we've got two teams playing at AAA ballparks.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I think that it's actually going to be a little bit of an offensive output from the Athletics. I think it's going to be exciting. I think that their pitching is good. Like, well, it's okay. It's nothing to be ashamed about. Mason Miller is the truth. And
sure.
anytime that they get into the ninth inning with a lead, I think that they can really chalk up one. I think this is actually going to be a really fun team to watch.
I agree.
But I don't expect big things from them, but I do expect like a lot of excitement.
So they were, after July 1st, they had the fourth best record in the AL last year. So they were actually very good the second half of last year. They were terrible at the start. That's why they didn't go anywhere. But they were very good. They picked it up the second half of last year. They have a good core.
And they have, unlike the Angels, they have a lot of interesting, fun young players. Shea Langoliers, fun catcher.
JJ Bleday, my favorite name in the game.
JJ Bleday.
JJ Bleday goes a long
I
way.
got yelled at in pre-podcast setup talking about college baseball, but he was on that Vandy
No
team
one,
with
no
Jack
one,
Leiter
no one
and
yelled
Kumar
at you.
Rocker.
We just weren't talking about it.
But I love Bleday. Bleday, I love him. Soderstrom is interesting. Zach Galoff,
We didn't
amazing.
mention Brent Rooker.
But at the same,
Brent Rooker. They've got Lawrence Butler.
guys,
Underrated.
we could go down this roster. What do we have left available?
They're fourth.
They're fourth.
They're going fourth. Okay.
But they're ahead of the Angels because they have a lot of young excitement to them.
I don't disagree with that. I'm just trying to keep us on time.
Rodrigo's got them third.
I got them in third.
Because he has the Mariners in last.
You're an interesting fella, and I like the way you think. But I don't agree with you, but I like the way you
In the
think.
heat, if
It's
the
okay
ball
to be
flies, and they're, Sacramento's not at altitude or anything like that, but I think Rooker could be
that
in the
dry
top
heat,
one or
it's gonna
two
fly.
in
Lawrence Butler might hit 30.
He could be.
It'd be
But
awesome.
sorry, so the winner of the AL West is
Rangers.
Rangers.
across the board.
Yep.
Not even a question.
All right,
A-
another difficult division.
I need to grab my charger. Just let it record and you can...
Oh, Nell's is stepping away. Make sure you take your headphones off
I'm
before
gonna
you
take my
walk away.
headphones off.
All right.
All right,
So
now
we're
now the division that three of us have emotional investment in. The first emotionally invested division.
and this is where I'm going to speak the least because
Okay.
I want to give space to those that are big fans of this division.
And I will try not to talk too much.
Please don't. So we're going to go to the AL Central and
Let's-
Tyler, kick it off.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the most important team in the division. That's the Chicago White Sox. The real question is with White Sox is, can they get worse from last year?
Dude, I did not. I literally did not expect that.
And because when I look at the roster, it 100% got worse from last year. We are just hoping that they get to a point where they stumble into 47 wins. Like it's a bad spot. I'm sorry, Southsiders, but I don't know. We just got to wait for an owner to die.
Hey, everybody but Rodrigo here knows because I talked about this yesterday. We got a little bit of lunch. We were chatting, and I got the White Sox winning 50 plus this year. Probably 51 as the plus, but I think it's going to be hard to be as bad as they were last year. It's hard to do that twice. They're not good. Don't get me wrong. They're a last place team. They might be the worst team in baseball yet again. They're going to be better than last year. Their win total will start with a 5.
I'm going to start here saying that I do believe they're not going to have a great of seasons. However, I do believe that they're going to be improving from what we saw last season because it's really hard not to improve coming from there.
As somebody who watched the Tigers go 43 and 119 and then still have not a very good roster the next year, it's hard to be that bad again.
Exactly, and that's where I am with the White Sox. I do believe that they also need to go through a lot of reconstruction, and they also need to figure out a lot of things before they can become competitive again. However, I do believe they're going to finish last, but I don't believe they're going to be as bad.
Does anyone have them not finishing last?
I think that's pretty consensus.
Yeah, I have them
Okay.
finishing fifth, and
right.
that's all about if they can
And,
just avoid
and,
that
and
history.
Ben stepped away for a second, but I know for a fact that he laughed in my face when I said that they're winning 50 games this year, so there's no way he has them higher than last.
All right. So
I
we
mean,
got,
they could improve by 20 games, and they're still a 100-loss team. That's how bad they
Wait, are we talking about the White Sox?
Yes.
We are tired.
Yeah, they're
Still.
in last. Yeah, they're in
Okay,
last.
turning the page to one of the four teams that is not coming in last.
Go for it,
all right.
All right, let's start with one of not our teams.
Guardians.
Okay, Cleveland. I'll start with them. I hate that team. They should be.
Oh, Rodrigo, welcome back to the
Yeah.
Red Sox discussion.
So this is what I feel like happens every year these times. They trade Josh Naylor. They don't do anything to improve. They clearly should be taking a step back. They're going to win the division. It feels like that's how it works every time.
Do you have them winning it?
No, well, I have...
Don't say who, but just
No, I don't. I don't have a definitive winner of the division because I have a head, heart, and gut.
If Shane Bieber were healthy today, I'd agree with you.
I think that they take a step back, but it's like the Rays Black Magic that
Exactly,
Tyler talks
100%.
about. That feeling, I feel like they're the third place team in the division, but the Black Magic makes me hesitant to say they're not going to win the
Here's
division.
one thing I'll say about the Black Magic that might make you feel a little bit better.
Oh, please make me feel better.
Last year, the Black Magic was based a lot on an absolute lights out bullpen.
That's the
And
thing. It
bullpens
has to stay
Are
healthy.
nothing if not volatile. It's really hard to get consistent performance out of your relievers. It's just, you go in for an inning and it's something good happens or something bad happens, and so many things went right for that bullpen last year.
And the Tigers would have beaten them in that series if Stephen Kwan didn't go Superman for 3 games.
I don't
Shoulda,
think
woulda, coulda.
I don't think that they've got, because the bullpen just isn't going to be absolutely amazing the way that it was last year. Because
Clase
the,
is still a stud.
plus 100%, but it was everyone else. It was Gaddis,
Yeah.
it was Morgan.
Yes.
They had a whole bunch of people that are pitching 60 innings and had ERAs that started with 1.
Yeah.
So I think right now I don't like the starting pitching. I don't believe in any of it. Offense went down, and I really think that this is kind of where the magic fizzles.
I agree. I agree.
It would be great.
I have them third.
I have them 2.
I have them fourth. I don't think they have offense behind Ramirez and Kwan.
I have them a second.
I've got them at 4th.
So third it is. Yeah.
I mean, I have them at third.
All right, let's have a conversation about the other team that we don't have.
The
most
Royals.
skin in
the Royals.
The Royals.
Let's
Which 4 of us got
got-
to go visit their park. Beautiful park, lovely
amazing,
hosts. Thank
amazing
you for having us. Kansas
amazing
City.
park, amazing time. They've got 2 top 5 Cy Young pitchers, in my opinion.
And
Where
maybe
did
the
Seth
AL
Lugo
MVP.
come from?
Well, they've got Bobby Witt Jr. They added Jonathan India. This
It
Who,
was
who
his
got
age
98
34
year
year.
the other guy.
I understand, but this
He came out of nowhere at age 34.
I know.
Yeah.
To me, the Royals are 3.
I have them third too, but I don't.
I have them too.
I think it's because
I've got them at 3rd, but what I will say is where they're the weakest is at the corner positions with MJ Melendez, Hunter Renfroe.
Yep.
And then also at third base with Garcia. And I think that if they're in it at the trade deadline, it's really easy to pull the trigger and add some offense at any of those 3 positions or all 3 of those positions. So I've got them at 3rd.
Where are you at, Rodrigo?
I could see them going 2nd or 1st.
This is a division that literally anybody could win. So I don't hate on
I
that.
have 3 different teams that could win it.
yeah.
Where are you at, Rodrigo?
I also have them a third. However, I wouldn't be really mad if they made it to the World Series and win it. Just because I love the sport.
Yeah.
And I do believe that Cleveland's up for something now.
All right, so everybody's got them at 2nd except Nels.
What the
Or
Royals?
I'm sorry, 3rd at everybody
No, I'm
except
at
you.
No, I have them in second.
You haven't. So as a show, we got to go 2nd, right?
Third.
Well, we just had somebody at 3rd.
Well, bump into fourth.
Well, do we put the Guardians at 4th?
The Guardians are not ending up in 4th.
Okay. Well, we have a conversation.
I would.
about-
To me, it's more realistic that the Guardians would be 3rd and the Royals would be 2nd.
Gotta have a conversation about the Tigers and the Twins and figure out where it goes from there.
Yeah.
Twins are bad.
We're not taking the first 4 days into account. We already agreed to
No,
this.
but I had them preseason They're bad.
They
lost all their steam. They had an epic collapse last year.
They did.
And then how did they address this offseason? They didn't.
And we kind of talked about this already. I think that the Tigers had an incredible, magical run to end the season, and I'm not sure they can duplicate it, which is why I have the Twins at 1, Tigers at 4.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. We were talking about the clubhouse dynamic and everything. Tigers have that, man. They are a close team. They love each other. They fight for each other. They've got that a big part of that magic is nobody's got an ego. They'll all do what they need to do. They're all happy pinch hitting. AJ Hinch deploys pinch hitters like nobody's business.
I don't disagree
Everybody's
with
happy
you.
in every role. I think they've got the heart. They've got the pitching. The Tigers do. I don't see how the Twins are better than Cleveland, Detroit, or Kansas City in almost any facet.
I have an opinion about that.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
So I think that there's going to be a little bit of addition by subtraction. Max Kepler, who was a longtime Twin, is gone. He's in Philly now. And
Big went 3 for 4 with a double and a homer today, which is more than the Twins offense put up against
had
the
a
Red Sox
big day
today.
today.
And right now we've got
Big
Matt
day.
Wallner in right field, who I think is going to challenge for 40 home runs on the season. He
Matt-
hits the
Matt-
ball
Matt
as
Wallner
hard
will.
about just about anybody in the stadium.
Matt Wallner will hit 40 this year.
Yeah, and
He's a big bat.
I feel like the pitching has gone to a place where it is incredibly reliable for the starting rotation. It is going to be seasoned. They've got
First
three
4
good-
games aside.
First 4 games aside.
This is where the first 4 games didn't change my opinion,
that's-
but it
it's-
sure made me feel better about
It
my
doesn't
opinion.
change our picks, but we
Right.
can take it into account when we discuss it.
And it makes me feel better about my 4th place pick because I don't.
Tigers also don't have a win.
Yes, but we played.
I'm just pointing out the flaw in your logic.
No, I mean
I'm not disagreeing with you.
We didn't lose to the White Sox 9-0.
Good point. That is a good point.
I would
50
like-
wins, right, baby?
The Dodgers twice and got screwed out of one of them. So
The Twins were a very uneven team last year, but they were leading the division with about 7 weeks to go. They had an epic collapse. If they would have won 5 more games and been a 500 team or a couple of games below 500 teams, they win the division. That's why I've got them finishing first.
My problem
No
with
bias.
Minnesota is that
No bias whatsoever.
I do believe that Minnesota as a team, as an organization, it's somehow soft, if I may say.
Oof.
And don't get me wrong, I love the Twins. I do have my season pass. However, when I see them on the field, they don't get mad when they should. They don't get angry enough. I don't know if I'm making sense.
No,
That actually makes a
they
ton
don't
of
have the
sense.
passion.
That
They're
makes a
Yeah,
ton
they
of
don't
sense.
take the stick and do something with
They-
it
they don't-
when they need to.
They don't play angry.
Yeah, they are easy. I have seen that they are in general an easy team to give up. I have seen the Twins give up as early as the 5th inning, and that is something.
Today
that,
we saw it in the 4th.
yeah, today they pulled
Fourth
Buxton
inning.
and Correa in the 4th inning.
and that is something that, as an organization, particularly in this competitive division, it's something that you cannot do. What happened last year with the Twins, it's a great example of how consistency is key to success in this division. Those 5 games that we were talking about, those games meant everything to win the division and to clinch not only a postseason game, but a good place in the postseason.
And this division, like you said, no team is a world beater in this division. No. Each of these teams are the scrappy underdogs throwing punches, and if you're not going to be the one throwing a punch, you're going to be the one taking.
There's
a
4
punch.
teams that can win this division. I don't think anybody will be shocked.
And they're all the White Sox.
But-
So where do you have the Twins versus the Tigers?
The thing is that I'm talking with my heart here,
Sure.
and I do have the Twins in first.
I do too.
Because I do have the hope that the Twins, for once, are going to do something different.
I like the Twins pitching outside. I know what you're going to say, Scooble, and that's fine. He's a Cy Young
And
lock.
Flaherty.
I'm talking
And
about.
Reese Olson and Jackson Jobe, the number 1 pitching prospect.
I
in
would
baseball.
I would take the Twins pitching staff over the Tigers pitching staff right now. As a whole. Yeah, you can think that's wrong, and that's fine. There's no opinion that's wrong because it's an opinion.
That's why I said I think.
I know, and I think this as well. I think the Twins win. I do. I think they get it figured out. I think Twins win.
I agree with you, Ben. I do believe that the unknown names are the ones that are going to make a season for the Twins.
Now, if Royce Lewis doesn't come back until July, sure, that's different. But
Literally my first note on the Twins is need to stay healthy, and they're the last one of them.
health is wealth, baby. Health is wealth.
Yeah, how many games does Buxton play this year?
Right.
It's a great question.
I have the Tigers winning the division, Twins finishing second.
Okay.
Okay.
Knuckles.
I
baby.
actually agree with Josh on the vibes from last year, the run they made. They also have one
Very
of the
well
top
could
farm
be
systems
correct.
in MLB, just like
Not one of the top. MLB's top rated
there
farm
you go.
system.
So they have
For the first time in franchise
they have a
history.
farm system they can dip into, and maybe a couple of guys come
They
up with
can.
a surprise.
They can.
And part of that is the number one pitching prospect in baseball who makes his first career start in about 8 minutes.
Okay. So we need to get the remote, right?
Right. I've got the Tigers. I've got the Tigers finishing second. I really do like the team. There's a lot of youth there. It's a little bit more like a little bit like what we've got going on with the Orioles, except I feel like they're a little bit more complete team when it comes to starting pitching. The place that I don't really like the
The
Tigers.
offense.
The offense I think is okay. I'm more worried about the bullpen. I am more worried about the bullpen than I am about the offense altogether.
Variability in the bullpen, as we were talking about before. They were lights out last
Right.
year, and it's can you duplicate how good that bullpen was last year?
Yes, but I'm worried about the bullpen. The offense is, I guess you would say, like it doesn't have as strong of a track record as you would like to see. But I have a lot of faith that they're going to be able to do good things this year. And I think it's going to be, I think between the Twins, the Royals, and the Tigers, it's going to be a really competitive division.
It's going to be
and
fun.
I will say, while I have the Twins finishing fourth, I really hope that it's Twins, Royals, Tigers putting up a good fight, and then Cleveland falls out of the picture.
Well-
I just can't get over the black magic.
And I will say this, and four of us can attest to this. We were in Kansas City last year when Cleveland was in first place.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and we watched. Or sorry, the Twins were in first place.
Yeah, the Twins were.
And we watched the Twins
sweep.
play a 3-game series in Kansas City, and it was a great time. Shout out Kansas City, amazing time we had there. We can talk
Twins
about that
played
on
bad
a
ball.
different podcast. Rocco made a lot of questionable decisions, but we watched that demise start to occur in front of our eyes.
Yep.
And that opened the door for the surging Tigers. I wonder if there has to be someone else to fall off to open the door this year, and if that door just isn't open long enough. That's my only concern.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely the Tigers' biggest thing is can you carry it over, and I mean, it's hard to tell so far because you played the $1 billion Dodgers for 3 games. We were in it for 2 of the 3 games.
Should have won
one
one
of
of
them. We
them.
should have won.
Should have won
The
that
other
one.
one was a really good one-run
Actually,
game.
we'll
and
say
then-
it. They did win that one. They
Yeah.
got screwed.
Yeah,
Okay,
but that's a
so-
topic for another day. But
So where you're at?
I got
Twins.
Twins 1, Tigers 4.
I have Tigers win, Twins 2.
I have Tigers 1, Twins 4.
I've got
So me
Twins
and Ben
1,
cancel
Tigers
each other
2.
out.
I do have the Twins 1, and I have the Tigers on 3.
Oh, okay.
I think that we're going to put the Tigers at 2. I think we're going to put the Twins at 1.
Yeah. Thank you very much for listening to the first episode. Again, sorry for the abrupt ending. We will get better at this, but we hope you enjoyed, and we look forward to talking with you here in a few days for episode 2.